Thank you once again to Michael Johnson for coming on and describing the UN activities that will be taking place at the UN headquarters in New York. You can check our schedule at peaceday.tv/schedule. You can also find a very convenient tab for finding the schedule at peaceday.tv so that you can see when those activities are taking place in your particular time zone. There is a time zone converter there to make it easy for you to translate your time to the schedule time. And once again, for the ringing of the peace bell, that's going to be at 6:15 a.m. Pacific time, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time, and 1:15 GMT. And for those of you over in London and in the European time zones, London, like many of us, are on daylight savings time, which is something you have to take into consideration when looking at the time zone converter. It will actually be at 2:15 London time, that's 1:15 GMT time. So remember, if you're on daylight savings and you look at our schedule, make sure to look at the offset time. The other thing we'd like to do at this point is really quickly thank our sponsors who have made it possible for some of the great technology that you're going to find over the course of this broadcast. Surely a step up from our years before. We want to thank the Shift Network, Prem Rawat Foundation, Unity Foundation, Flying High the Book, Pearls Premium, and NorthCal. And you will see a great video from NorthCal coming up throughout the broadcast. They do recycled wood products. They really do quite a lot for the earth, and we want to thank them for the work that they're doing. Now, along with our sponsors, of course, there are ways that you can help. A small donation is happily accepted. That can be done at All Things Peace. But really, there's something even more important, and that is to spread the peace. We want peace to trend on September 21st. And if you're watching this broadcast, in the lower right corner of this player that you're looking at this in is a little share button. If you click on the share button, you'll find a variety of options. If you have a Facebook page, click Facebook. The player will show up on your Facebook page, which means you become a distributor of this broadcast. You're sharing peace. You're sharing all of the great activities that are taking place over the next 4 days. You're sharing Peace One Day. You're sharing Peace Day Live. You're sharing UNDPI. You're sharing Mayors for Peace. All of it. And it gives actually a lot better content to your Facebook page because now there's a television show that people can watch. There's also a Twitter button on share. So after you're done with Facebook, if you use Twitter, then go ahead and hit the Twitter button. Let's make peace trend for September 21st. We've got a little bit of time before we go into a very special intention video that's been created by Oneness University. It features Sri Bhagavan. It's a short meditation. I tell you, I've looked at it, and even though it's a video, it is extremely powerful. You can feel it. And irrespective of what your religious belief is or what culture you're coming from, this is a short time of silence where you can think about peace. And over the course of the broadcast, we'll be looking at many cultures representing all of the religions and all of the continents of the world. Very shortly at the top of the hour, we'll be with the Maori people. Again, we'll be with Buddhist monks in Indonesia. There's Israel, where we have Muslims and Jewish children singing in a choir for peace together to bring peace to that very volatile area of the world. All of the cultures, including indigenous peoples, are represented over this broadcast. And that's a big part of what we're trying to do here is see the beauty in the diversity of all of our cultures, of all of our religions, of all of our ways of thinking. Instead of being at odds with one another, let's be at peace and see what we can do to create a more sustainable planet for ourselves and our future generations. So with that, we're going to play for you a few generic, regular International Day of Peace celebratory videos, and then we'll be back very shortly with the Oneness meditation for planet Earth in honor of the International Day of Peace. Thank you for joining us.